Hey everybody, I am coming making this video message and I want to talk to all of my beautiful single brothers and sisters. You all know that periodically I pop on the scene and I will share certain things with you guys to uplift you, encourage you, or just leave something on your mind to ponder on and think about. Anyway, I also want you guys to know that this message is for all ages because there are different ages as far as who is single. There are young people who are single, there are middle-aged people who are single, and there are older people that are single. So it doesn't matter what your age is, and it doesn't matter what your current circumstances and situation is. The message is for you if you are single. I want to just let you all know that as a single man or woman, that you have really got to take your time in getting to know someone before you put yourself out there and start taking claim to someone, saying they're your man or woman, or you start professing how much you love that man or woman. There are a lot of you who are simply unhealed. And when I say this, I am saying that a lot of you all are unhealed from numerous, not one, but numerous relationships, encounters, and experiences you've had with various men and women over a certain amount of time. And what a lot of people do is they will continue to hop from relationship to relationship to relationship, knowing that they really have not 100% let go of the hurt and the pain and the disappointment of their past relationships. A lot of people, they will still have soul ties to ex-girlfriends or ex-boyfriends or even ex-spouses. And because some people fear being alone, they will continue to date, become intimate with, and start taking claim to a man or to a woman in their life. And they really don't know them like that. And they really have not healed. And so when you see people acting out in relationships, meaning they are lashing out at you because you all had a disagreement about something, and you're like, well, why is this person going off on me? Well, it may not be that they're actually angry at you. They could have trauma because the last man in their life or the last woman in their life, they used to treat them a certain type of way, or they said a particular thing to them, and that person was brought back to that place. And so because you're the new person in their life, they are lashing out at you. I want you guys to really think about that. And then there are a lot of you all, you don't understand why you continue to get hurt repeatedly. Why do you keep getting your heart broken every new relationship? Why do you keep finding yourself falling out with someone after a couple of months or after a few months? It could be a few weeks after they've come into your life. When the first week or two that you were talking to them, things were on fire. You all were both crazy about each other. And then it just gets to a point like you all almost hate each other. I want you all to think about something, and it's so simple. Why is it that a lot of you all have stopped taking time to get to know somebody? Why have a lot of you all put the process that you're actually supposed to go through to the side? What is the process? The process is you taking your time and getting to know the person that you are with before you make deeper decisions and agreements. And a lot of you all doing this has escaped you. I want to tell you all who are single in this video message, you know what it's time to do? It is time for a lot of you all to bring back values, morals, boundaries, and standards in your life. And let me also say this. Some of you all, unfortunately, you may have never ever had values, morals, standards, or set boundaries with people who have been in your life. And I want you all to really think about this. I want you all to sit with it. I want you all to think about this, because if you were raised a certain way, or you were brought up in a household where you were raised by a single mother or father, or you might have had both parents there, but their values and morals were, excuse me, don't get offended, but their morals and values were trash, or their outlook on relationships with men and women was trash, then more than likely this stuff got inflicted on you, or you just got caught in a crossfire of it. And so now you functioning in life as a grown man or grown woman, you are toxic, or you only respond to toxicity in a relationship. These are things that I want you guys to really start to think about. And you have to ask yourself why. Why am I the type of woman, or why am I the type of man that I don't set boundaries with someone who says they like me? Meaning, okay, we've been talking for 2 months. We start to get into an argument or disagreement about something, and you call the person out of their name, or they call you out of your name. This is for male or female. You got that person and they call you the B word, or they call you a BN. You know what I'm saying? And you allow it. You don't cut them off. You don't check them. You don't correct them. You continue, fellas, if a woman does you like this, you continue to wine and dine her. Or ladies, you continue to call that man. You continue to allow that man to come into your home. You continue to allow that man to court you, if that's even what he's doing. You all have got to put boundaries into place. You have got to let people know up front, this right here that you do, when we bump heads, it's a deal breaker for me. It's disrespectful. Nobody talks to me like this. Or ladies, you not setting boundaries as far as, a man opening a door for you. Or when you all are walking, he's walking ahead of you and you're left behind. I've said these things to you all before, but a lot of you all, you are new here. So I'm going to bring it up again. All I'm saying, and I want you all to hear my heart on this, I want you to start bringing morals and values back with every single person that comes in your life. And I want you all to stop being so desperate and anxious for a relationship or for a man or woman. At some point, you are going to have to really, really cry out and put some really deep wounds and brokenness and your pain before God, even before you think about entering into a new relationship. Because if you don't do this, you're going to possibly continue to go into a circle or a really repetitive cycle of the same thing in different people. You have got to stand for something. You have got to respect yourself, and you have got to be patient enough. This is a quality and characteristic that a lot of people lack. They are not patient. A lot of you all, your mentality and your attitude is, you know what? I want what I want. I've heard women say, if I see a man that I want, I'm going to get him. I've heard men say, if I see a woman that I want, or a chick that I want, or a shorty I want, I'm going to get her. I'm not waiting for nothing, because if I wait too long, another dude can roll up and get her. So people have this mentality where, okay, they have already kind of put ownership on someone that they don't even know. Or they've put ownership and taken claim to somebody that they haven't even had a conversation with. And this also is exposing where your heart is. You can't be this cocky and this uppity and smug to where you feel like, well, if I don't make my move right now, somebody else is. Rest in God. Rest in God. And understand that if there is someone who's going to come into your life and they belong with you, you gotta rest and be patient in the fact that it's in God's perfect will for you. A lot of you all have gotten into situations where you've lost a lot of money, you've lost your mind, your emotions are up and down. Physically, you're sick, you're all over the place, and you are crushed. Your spirit is so broken simply because of the fact you're jumping into situations and you're making rash decisions without exercising patience. And you all have to stop listening to what the world is telling you. The world promotes, again, sex outside of marriage. Every single time as a man or woman you go to bed with a man, ladies, or men you go to bed with a woman, you are depleting your spirit of something. And while you're depleting one thing in your spirit, you're opening your spirit up for something from them to enter into you. You don't know what it is. So let's just say you have certain values, okay? And you have stood on that until that man or woman has entered into your life. But you break down because you've made them the focus. You don't know them like that, but you've made them the focus and you so hell-bent on a relationship, so you lay with them. And then the first time you don't feel anything, but 2 or 3 more times you go back and lay with them again, and you start to see your values about certain things, it has dwindled down or it's completely out the window. And then you see now, okay, I'm quick-tempered now. I didn't used to be like that. I'm up at night. Something's off. My house looking all raggedy. It wasn't looking like this at first. When I was single and by myself, I kept a clean house. But you letting that man or that woman come in your house and you notice that something in your home is off. Something in your spirit is off. That's the thing that may have entered into you. So something not only left you that was good, but the good thing that left you and got broken down, then something bad and negative or demonic has entered into you. You may not have initially been an angry man or an angry woman, but now you're finding yourself be real snappy with certain people. But that's that man's spirit that has entered into you, a spirit of anger. Real talk. Or vice versa. Men, you will pick that up from that woman. You don't know how these people are living their life before they come into the chapter of your life. You all don't know what people have come out of. You don't know. You don't know who their ex was and what they were involved in before you got with that particular man or woman. People are not going to be honest and tell you everything. And this is why I want to let you all know, those of you who have been standing on your stance about not being physical outside of marriage, and you've been at this place for a long time, you have to continue to be obedient to God. You have got to submit your struggle to want to go there to God, because everything you've worked for and fought hard for can be thrown out the window in a millisecond if you continue to compromise. Take your time and get to know people before you make arrangements, agreements, and start professing that you love them or taking claim to them as your man or your woman. I don't care what the world is laughing about and telling you. They will say this is corny. Nobody has time to get to know somebody. Nobody has time to sit on the phone for 2 or 3 hours and have a conversation. I gotta go to work. I gotta go to school. I gotta go pick up my kids. Don't fall for that. Anything good is worth waiting for, planning for, being prepared for, and being patient for. Anybody that is rushing you, You've got to raise your eyebrow. I told you all before in another conversation I was having with you guys that the enemy rushes. The enemy will make you feel like, hurry up and do this. You gotta hurry up and go there. You gotta hurry up and do this. You don't have a lot of time. Stuff gonna change. God does not operate like that. Just like God is patient with us and so loving with us and gentle and tender with us, you've got to be like that with someone that you say you love or someone that you say you like. I'm going to go far and just say, even before you tell somebody you love them, you got to be patient. Because as you get to know somebody and you spend time with them and you talk to them, they become more comfortable. And as they break down their walls and level of comfort and they talk to you, you will start to recognize more about them. And after that, you can make a decision and say, well, I can see myself dating him. I can see myself dating her. I don't feel reservations. I don't feel uncomfortable. I don't feel fearful of giving myself to this person and going exclusive with him or her. Now, everything that I told you all, you still need to be putting it before God. And so, my brothers and sisters, before I get out of here, I'm going to tell you, there is nothing that you should be doing or any decisions you should be making unless you are putting it before God first. God has to be number one in your life. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of you all that's having sex and you're not married, or you're making these rash decisions, like I said earlier in the message, and you're not going to God, could it be that you're not going to God because you're guilty and you know you're wrong? Because people will tell you all day and argue you down and say, I'm not wrong about nothing. I'm living my life. Okay, so then you'll go further and say, well, did you pray about it? Did you ask God? And they may lie. Oh, yeah, I talked to God about it. You have got to really, really put this stuff before God, because you can be dating somebody or talking to somebody and they tell you that they're connected to God and they talk to God, but they're telling you that because they know that's what you're on. They know that's what you do. But meanwhile, they could care less about God. They trying to hit it and quit it, or they trying to get what they want. A lot of you all's broken hearts will heal, and you will live a life of peace and have rest and be stress-free once you learn to get to know someone before you catch feelings for them and before you make any decisions. Stop jumping ahead of the Lord. Stop jumping ahead of him. You are worth the wait. It is worth you having patience. If you want the premium, if you want the top notch, the top tier, since we love to talk about that, people say they're top tier and high value. No, if you want a top tier, high value marriage and relationship, and you want it anointed and you want to be an inspiration to other upcoming couples, then you set the example. How do you set the example? By how you conduct yourself now, by what you do now. Get to know people before you get to know people before you catch feelings for them. And that is the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned, because I know you will forgive me in the morning.